everyone. In the last class, we introduced the sampling and preparation of solid samples with the example of ore, soil, and matter. Today, we will continue to introduce the sampling and preparation of liquid samples. Take the surface water as an example. The composition of the liquid sample is more uniform than the solid sample, but we still need to fully consider the possible inhomogeneity when monitoring river, lake, ocean, and other water. The most representative sample should be collected according to the specific situation, which is the key to the liquid sampling. Therefore, we should set the sampling points before sampling. We should first understand the setting principle of monitoring section of water quality before sampling and preparation of surface water. The monitoring section should be set up at the functional areas where water quality and quantity changes or water bodies are used for different purposes. The setting of sampling points need to follow 6 principles. 1. The upstream residential areas and downstream of the river into which a large amount of wastewater is discharged. 2. The main entrance and exit of lakes and reservoirs. 3. Drinking water source area, water resources area, and other functional areas. 4. The mouth of the river into the sea, the upstream of the large tributary junction and the point when mixing with mainstream. 5. Entry and exit of international rivers which pass through the international line. 6. Overlap with hydrological measurement section as more as possible. According to these 6 principles, we can set the sampling points. First, when the width of water surface is less than 50 meters, only one central perpendicular line is set. 2. When the surface width is 50 to 100 meters, set 2 vertical lines separately near the left and the right shore with substantial flow. 3. When the surface width is 100 to 1000 meters, set 3 vertical lines at the left, middle, and right of the water surface where the water flow is obvious. 4. When the surface width is greater than 1500 meters, at least 5 vertical sampling lines with equal spacing should be set. Then, how do we set the sampling points on each vertical line? On a vertical line, when the depth of water is less than or equal to 5 meters, only one sampling point is set at 0.5 meter below the surface of the water. If the water depth is 5 to 10 meters, 2 sampling points at 0.5 meter below the surface of the water and above the bottom of the river are set. If the water depth is 10 to 50 meters, 3 sampling points are set, which are 0.5 meters below the surface of the water and 0.5 meters above the bottom of the river and half of the water depth. When the water depth exceeds 50 meters, the sampling points should be increased considering specific conditions. Before going out to sampling the water sample, we need to do some preparatory work. Select the water container and a sampler made of suitable materials. The water container is usually the clean polyethylene or glass bottle. Arrange transportation, which are commonly boats. The sampler has the styles of simple sampler and a deep water sampler. This is a photo of a simple water sampler and a deep water sampler. The collected water samples should be transported back to the laboratory for inspection, which raises some requirements for the transportation and the preservation of water samples. 2 following notes should be taken. 1. In order to avoid the loss or contamination of water samples during the transportation process, they are encased in boxes with marks on top and fixed with foam plastic or paper. Second, the samples to be kept under cold should be refrigerated. Water samples collected in winter should be kept in warm to avoid cracking the sample containers. There are two commonly used methods for the preservation of water samples. Let's discuss them separately. First, refrigerate or freeze. Refrigeration or freezing is used to inhibit microbial activity, slowing physical volatilization and chemical reaction. Second, adding the chemical reagents for preservation. Chemical reagents are added as bioinhibitors. For example, mercuric chloride can inhibit the redox effect of organisms. 2. Adjusting pH. Nitric acid is frequently used to tune the pH to 1 to 2 when detecting the metal ions in water sample, which can not only prevent the hydrolysis of heavy metal ions, but also prevent matter from being absorbed by the wall. Add oxidant or reductant. If sulfide in water samples is measured, its oxidation can be prevented by the addition of ascorbic acid. These are the sampling methods of water samples with surface water, for instance. Here are two questions for you to complete. First, how to develop a monitoring scheme for quality of surface waters. Taking river as an example, how to set up the monitoring section and sampling points. Second, how many are the preservation methods for water sample? That's all for today, and please finish the assigned questions after class.